How to tune a ukulele. Before tuning a ukulele, you need to know the names of the strings. So starting from the top, the names of the strings for the most common tuning are G, C, E, and A. In order to start tuning, you're going to need a tuner. We suggest a clip-on tuner like this one, as it works by detecting vibrations and it won't be affected by external sounds like a noisy room. However, there are also tuning apps that you can download on your smartphone or your tablet, and some of them are free. Alternatively, if your ukulele has a jack output, there are a variety of foot pedals, rack units, and software you can use. So, to start tuning, switch your tuner on, select the ukulele mode, and place the tuner on the headstock. If your tuner has a frequency setting, set it to 440 Hz. And if you're using an app, make sure you place your phone or tablet close to your ukulele. Strum the string that you wish to tune and observe the reading on the tuner. If the needle's in the centre, your string is in tune. Great, you don't need to do anything. On this tuner, the screen also turns green to show you when you're in tune. If your needle is tilted to the left, your note is too low or too flat and it needs to come up. You can fix this by tightening the string, look to your headstock and turn the tuning peg anti-clockwise. Start with small adjustments and strum the string between each adjustment until the needle on the screen reaches the centre. If the needle is tilted to the right, your note is too high or sharp and it needs to come down. You can do so by untightening or loosening the string. So once again, look to your headstock and turn the tuning peg the opposite way, clockwise. Repeat this process for the rest of your strings. When you're finished tuning, make sure that you've switched the tuner off to avoid draining the battery. Here's a tuning example. Let's tune the A string. Switch your tuner on, select the ukulele mode, and place it on the headstock. Tuning tip number 1. Mute all of your strings except the one that you're tuning. You can do this by resting your dominant or strumming hand fingers on the strings that you're not using. This will help the tuner to pick up the note faster and more accurately. Strum the string that you wish to tune. In this case, we're doing the A string, which is the bottom one. Tuning tip number 2. I use the sentence, "Good children eat apples," to help me remember the strings and the order. But why not make up your own? Please write your suggestions in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you've come up with. Tuning tip number 3. Don't strum any harder or any softer than you normally do, because this will affect the tuning. Check the tuner reading. In this case, the needle is tilted to the right, so the string needs to be untightened. Slowly turn the tuner clockwise and strum after each adjustment. Tuning tip number 4. If the string you're tuning is too high or sharp, it's suggested that you make it low or flat first before tuning it. This will ensure that there is no string slack. When the note becomes flat and the needle is tilted to the left, slowly turn the tuner anti-clockwise until the needle reaches the centre, usually indicated with a 0. Tuning tip number 5. Don't turn the tuners fast. You might end up breaking a string. Instead, make small adjustments and strum and check the tuner reading between each of them. Repeat the process for the rest of the strings if needed. Tuning tip number 6. If lots of tuning is required, like one full turn, you should recheck each one of the strings because the overall tension may have been affected. Tuning tip number 7. After you've tuned all 4 strings, strum an open chord to make sure that everything sounds okay. If something isn't sounding right, it probably means that something is not right. If you're not sure how to play chords, check out our other how-to videos. Switch the tuner off to save battery. Tuning tip number 8. If the tuner screen becomes faded or maybe it takes too long to tune, it probably means you've run out of battery. Replace your battery at the back of the tuner, like so. Tuning tip number 9. It's normal for new strings to go out of tune fast. So if you've just changed the strings or purchased a brand new ukulele, you might find that tuning will be needed more often. A useful method is to pull the new strings a couple of times like so, in order to stretch them. This will reduce their adjusting time significantly. And tuning tip number 10. If the tuners feel flimsy, if they're rattling, or if the strings get out of tune fast, you can tighten the screws on top of the tuners. This will make them feel more firm and will reduce detuning. Rattling can also be caused by the tuner being left on the headstock, so if this is occurring, just remove it. Thanks so much for watching, and check out our how-to videos for more instructions and tips.